Warcraft, baby! Yeah!
My nipples are all hard and
I'm gonna pwn noobs.
EB Games in West Hollywood for the release of the Burning Crusade.
Waiting for the World of Warcraft expansion to come out.
Do you guys play together?
No, we play different servers. He's Horde, I'm Alliance.
Oh, that's like separate bedrooms.
Wait until she levels up so I can kill her.
An obsession? Sure, but the question is, does the international addiction to an internet game represent a danger? Maybe, but there is also no indication that anything can slow the explosive growth of the intoxicating game called World of Warcraft.
In 2007, World of Warcraft wasn't just a game. It was a revolution in online gaming. With millions of players worldwide, Azeroth had become a second home for many. But just when players thought they had seen it all, Blizzard released the Burning Crusade, an expansion that would forever change the landscape of the MMO genre. The Burning Crusade was more than just an update. It was a gateway to a new world, filled with challenges, innovations, and unforgettable experiences. The Burning Crusade's impact began with its lore, a continuation of the rich narrative from Warcraft 3. For years, fans had wondered what became of Illidan, Kael'thas, and the remnants of the Burning Legion. The expansion answered these questions by thrusting players into Outland, a world shattered by war and corruption. Outland wasn't just another zone. It was a planet of immense scale and diversity, with environments that ranged from the desolate Hellfire Peninsula to the lush and eerie forests of Zangar Marsh. Players were drawn into a story that felt truly epic in scope. The quest lines were more intricate, the stakes were higher, and the characters were larger than life. You weren't just fighting for your faction, you were part of a struggle against a universal threat that transcended the conflict between Horde and Alliance. The lore was woven into every corner of Outland, from the shattered ruins of Draenor to the floating citadels of the Burning Legion. It was a world that felt alive, with every zone telling a part of a grander narrative. But the Burning Crusade wasn't just about story. It was about redefining how players interacted with the game. One of the most revolutionary additions was flying mounts. For the first time, players were not bound by the ground. The skies of Outland opened up endless possibilities, allowing for exploration in ways never before possible. Whether it was soaring over the fell-infested plains of Shadowmoon Valley or descending upon a hidden cave in Nagrand, flying mounts changed the way we saw and navigated the world. PvP also received a massive overhaul with the introduction of arena combat. Unlike the chaotic battlegrounds, arenas offered a more controlled, competitive environment where skill and strategy were paramount. The arena system, with its rankings, seasons, and unique rewards, quickly became a staple of the game, fostering a competitive community within World of Warcraft. The introduction of heroic dungeons also marked a significant shift. These were not just more challenging versions of existing dungeons, they were a test of skill, coordination, and endurance. Completing a heroic dungeon wasn't just about gear, it was a badge of honor, proof that you and your group had mastered the intricacies of the game. These dungeons, along with the new raids, pushed players to their limits and offered rewards that were truly worth the effort. The Burning Crusade also brought a significant shift in the balance between Horde and Alliance, with the introduction of two new playable races, the Blood Elves for the Horde and the Draenei for the Alliance. This wasn't just a cosmetic addition, it was a deepening of the game's lore and rebalancing of the factions. Blood Elves, with their tragic history and ties to the arcane, brought a touch of elegance and mysticism to the Horde. Meanwhile, the Draenei, with their noble past and connection to the light, added a sense of hope and resilience to the Alliance. These new races weren't just about aesthetics, though. They brought with them new starting zones, unique racial abilities, and access to classes that were previously exclusive to the opposing faction. Blood Elf Paladins and Draenei Shamans weren't just novelties. They represented a blending of the two factions, adding layers of complexity to both PvP and PvE gameplay. Shatrath City, a neutral hub, became the melting pot of the expansion, where players from both factions could interact, trade, and take part in the shared struggle against the Burning Legion. This city, with its distinct districts and rich history, became the heart of Outland, fostering a sense of community and cooperation that transcended faction lines.
For the game, and you've got to brace yourself for this. There's a new version that's about to erupt on the scene.
When it comes out, man, I'm just gonna non-stop.
Easy there, big guy.
I'm sorry for my girlfriend, because, you know, I'm just gonna keep playing.
Understandable, because gamers climb into a cartoon world of monstrous villains and shapely elfin creatures.
This particular online game actually has almost 8 million people playing it right now.
8 million people? 16 million eyes riveted on a battle between good and evil in a world where the more you kill, the more honor you receive.
If I actually took the week off,
The legacy of the Burning Crusade extends far beyond its initial release. For many, it represents the golden age of World of Warcraft, a time when the game was at the peak of its creativity and player engagement. The expansion's impact is still felt today, influencing not only subsequent WoW expansions, but the entire MMO genre. The innovations introduced in the Burning Crusade set the bar for what an expansion could achieve. The concept of expanding the game world, adding new races and classes, and offering new types of gameplay experiences became a blueprint for future expansions. The sense of exploration, the challenge of new content, and the depth of the storyline created an experience that was difficult to replicate. But perhaps the most enduring aspect of the Burning Crusade is the memories it created. The first time stepping through the dark portal, the camaraderie of downing Illidan with your guild, the thrill of flying for the first time. These moments are etched into the minds of players who experience them. The expansion wasn't just about content. It was about the shared experiences, the community, and the sense of being part of something larger than yourself. The Burning Crusade was more than just an expansion. It was a milestone in the history of World of Warcraft. It brought new worlds, new challenges, and new stories. But more importantly, it brought players together in ways that few games had ever achieved. The memories forged in Outland, the friendships built in Shatrath, and the battles fought in the arenas and raids all contribute to the enduring legacy of this remarkable expansion. As we look back, it's clear that the Burning Crusade was not just a moment in time, but a defining chapter in the story of World of Warcraft. So whether you were there from the start, or you're just now discovering the magic of this expansion, the impact of the Burning Crusade continues to burn bright in the hearts of players around the world.